Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. My name is Lillian. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I love to talk about all things astrology, and that's what we're going to be doing today. This is part 5 of a 12-part series. If you're interested in more of this type of content, I encourage you to please like this video, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it, guys. I appreciate that you're even on this video today, so thank you. Sending my gratitude out to you. Anyways, so let's get into it. Leo, the 5th zodiac sign of the wheel. Leo is a fixed fire sign. This is the first fixed fire sign that we're going to be talking about. So that's exciting. I haven't really touched base on this exact energy yet. We've already talked about fire, we've already talked about fixed, but like I said, this is the first of its combination that we have gone over. What the heck does this mean? Fire energy, we were talking about Aries. I kind of did go in depth about fiery energy, but it's not all the same. Although the underlying characteristics will be the same with fire signs, they will vary. Being said, some general characteristics that fire signs do encompass, that specifically Leo encompasses, is that fiery, driven, creative energy. So Leos, they love to create things. That's why they're known as like being great with theatrics and stuff, because they really know how to put a good show on. They are really great with their creativity, and they really know how to use that to stand out from the crowd. Leos love that. Leos love being the center of attention. Of course, they would thrive in creative environments where you kind of need to show off, your creative prowess. I don't know, that's the best word I can. And prowess, that's a great word with Leo, because they're the lion, right? So that's their archetype, the lion. They are the ruler of the animal kingdom. I think that fits Leo very perfectly. But anyways, back to the element a little more. Yeah, fire will be intense, in your face, bold, standing in their power, and not really one to back down. That's very fiery. Oops, sirens. Very creative, very in your face, very powerful, very assertive. So that's fire. And then you mix that with fixed. Oh boy. We're gonna have a very fiery, stubborn energy that wants to get shit done, but wants to get shit done in the way that they see best. Yeah, they're not really gonna be the types to want to change things very quickly. Once they kind of find their groove and what works for them, they are gonna want to stick to that. They're not like cardinal energy that likes to start new things. Aries is fire and cardinal, so that's why Aries is very driven to start new things, but Leo is more so driven to get their goals done, driven to get their vision to the finish line type thing. They are in it for the long haul. They are a little bit more stable for that reason than the other fire signs, in my opinion. I feel like Leo has a bit more stamina than the other fire signs, although it's still fire, so it's gonna burn out eventually. They're not as long lasting as the other elements, water and earth, but nonetheless, I do think that Leo is the most stable fire sign out of the other two, because of that fixed energy that it has to it, which I personally think that it's an advantage, but we will also jump into how it might be a disadvantage for Leo. Now that I've kind of gotten the general energy out of the way, I'm probably just gonna jump into the pros, because let's just do it. Pros about Leo. Leo is really good at standing in their power. They really know how to own their power, and that's, they get that from the fire, but also from the fixed energy, because it's like nothing's gonna change them type thing. They are who they are. They stand in their power. They own it. They're the lion of the animal kingdom, and it's like nobody tells them to change, or nobody tells them that they need to be a certain way. They decide that on their own, and they do so because they need to do what's best for the lion, right? And what's best for the animal kingdom as a whole. They're really gonna know their worth. Big time. Going to demand the appropriate treatment according to how they view themselves. They have a really good sense of self-worth. Like, they really know how to put themselves up here, and they really know how to ask for that treatment from the people around them, whether it be, their coworkers or their employees or their loved ones or their partner. They really know how to demand the respect that they feel they deserve. That is such a big thing for Leos. Like, they need to feel respected above all else, and Like they're contributing or making a difference to things almost, but not in like a humanitarian way like Aquarius, more so in like making a difference with their flair, making a difference with the freshness that they kind of bring in with their creativity and like the way that they just kind of take the lead on things. That's another great thing about Leos. They really know how to like step into their roles as leaders. Like they are just born leaders. Aries is also this way. I feel like Aries and Leo would, like, if a team needed a team captain and there was like a Leo and an Aries on the team, like, you know, they'd be battling the heck out for that captaincy because they both like to be in the lead. But I feel like Leos are a little bit more stable with their leadership skills because they're not so flighty. They're more set in stone with the way they are. So that's why I feel like they can sometimes be better leaders. I mean, they can both be great leaders for different reasons, but I feel like, I don't know, Leo is just a little more consistent, and because they're a little more consistent, I feel like more people tend to respect their leadership skills and they see the value that they bring. I should have said they know how to rise to be leaders because it's not even like that. They are leaders. They are that energy in the room. It makes me think of like on Survivor when they don't know anyone yet, but they're like gonna point out the person that they feel would be the best leader out of the group. That they would always pick a Leo because they just have this energy to them that's like serious, but also, but not too serious, but like serious enough to get shit done and like really be leaders. They're not always serious. Like, I do feel like Leos have a little bit more of a serious energy than the other fire signs. That's probably because they're fixed. They can they love to let loose. So that's another thing. Leos love to have fun. They love it. Anything pleasurable, they're down for, whether it be a really great meal at a really nice high-end restaurant, expensive dress, a really beautiful cars. Like, they love luxury items. They love experiencing luxury. They love to enjoy things. They love to have fun. If you know, just need someone to go have a drink with you, just like off the cuff, like a Leo would love to go with you. They love to have drinks and socialize and be in the limelight. That's another great thing. I think this kind of goes in with their strong leadership skills. Leos love to be the center of attention. They know how to rock that so hard. Like, they were made to be in the spotlight. Like, they were made to stunt on people. They also follow through with those qualities because that's what makes them feel good. They love to be admired by people. They love to be putting on like an act that other people are watching and enjoying. That's like a big thing. So you might see a lot of Leos are like big into theater or they're big into acting. Friend that you can bring around and you know they're always gonna like entertain the group because they're gonna be retelling things in a more dramatic way, or they're going to be great conversationalists in the moment. Like, they really know how to get people's attention and keep it and make it fun, all while enjoying a martini. Are very loyal to the people that they love. Very loyal, and this comes from that fixed energy. So just like Taurus, fixed, constant, you know, pretty predictable. It's gonna take a lot for them to divert from the people that they feel like they should be loyal to, or like the people that are good enough to hang with them. Leos love to put their loved ones on a pedestal. That's the one thing. Like, if you want to feel really like amazing, date a Leo, because they would never date someone who they don't think is like worthy enough to be with them. Like, they need to be with someone that they feel like matches them well or makes them look better. Can't be with somebody that they feel is gonna make them look bad, like not match their level. They need somebody that's on their level, whether it be looks wise, whether it be just like spunkiness. That like a Leo might just like you because, I don't know, you're rich or something, or because you scream luxury, put you on a pedestal because they think that you're so amazing because you're like checking off all these boxes. As long as they think that like that person's like worthy of them, then like they, oh my god, will treat you like a literal king or queen. And that's another thing. Leos are associated with royalty, right? And so that's why you could say that they get some of those connotations of, you know, really loving luxury and really loving the finer things in life. Leo. Also, with their partners, they tend to be very romantic and they'll treat you to really nice things because they want to experience really nice things with you. The idea of going to a really fancy like Airbnb with like a hot tub jacuzzi and like champagne and like chocolate covered strawberries. Like that's something that a Leo would plan. That's got Leo written all over. But it's got to be like a lush place, or else it's like, to them it's like, what's the point of me doing all this if like the experience isn't going to be just phenomenal? And just like, that's Leo. They want the finer, best things that life can offer them. They don't want shit. They don't want mediocre. They want the best. Sometimes they can put that pressure on themselves too. They really feel like they need to be the best at everything. Weird, because it's almost like they feel that way because they want to feel like they're worthy of being in the limelight. Like, think about it. No one would ever want to be in the limelight if they didn't think that they were amazing. Or if they didn't put so much work into being amazing. And that's the thing, like, even if a Leo isn't just naturally amazing in what they do, they will work so hard to be amazing in what they do because they just can't handle being in the limelight and not being the best at what they're doing, because otherwise they don't want to be in the limelight. We'll get into that later. They can be really funny too, because they can like over exaggerate things, and so it just sounds really funny when they're like telling stories or like telling a joke. Or they really know how to like work that lioness charm very well. They can also be very like seductive, or they think that they are being very seductive. That's the thing, like they might think that they're like totally wooing you, but like maybe they're not. In their mind they think that they're doing an amazing job, and no one can take that away from them. Like, you're gonna be their boyfriend or girlfriend at the end of the day because they're just so sexy and charming and like alluring. It's like, why wouldn't you want to be with me? I'm amazing. I'm a fucking Leo. That's how they look at things. They're like, well, why wouldn't you want to be my friend? Like, I'm pretty freaking cool. And I like to go nice places, so you might as well come hang out. Although they love to have the attention on them, when they really love you, they want you to like experience that as well. So they're gonna shower you with so much attention as well. Be very loyal to you, unless you don't give them enough attention, then they'll go find someone else. They need someone that's gonna be very attentive to them for sure. I like Leo. I feel like they're cool. They stand in their power. They own who they are. They're great leaders. They put on a great show. They're entertainers, usually very driven. And that's why sometimes you can also find them in very high positions, because Leos, they're great leaders, but they're also got this drive. They don't want to be like everybody else. They're not like Aquarius where they're gonna go out of their way to be super quirky because they want to be so different. Leo's just more so like they want to be well known for what they do and what they're best at, and they want to be the best at that. Like, they just want to be the best at what they're passionate about, if that makes sense. Passionate about being beautiful. They're gonna make sure that they're like the most beautiful person that you've ever seen. I mean, that might be impossible, but in their mind, they're gonna be the most beautiful person that you've ever seen. Are ruled by the sun in astrology. They have this very radiant, strong warmth that they just radiate. Like, they walk into a room and they light it up. Like, you cannot ignore them. They're like the sun. They hit you with their bright ass sunny energy, and you're just like captivated by it. It's like, I just want to like lie in this beautiful warmth my whole life. That's what Leo energy brings you, just like beautiful warmth. Leos are known to have like amazing hair. A Leo sun definitely is going to be attached to their hair, but if somebody has a lot of like Leo placements in their chart, they might not be a Leo sun. Probably going to be obsessed with their hair. They won't leave the house until their hair is like done, or they might just have very wild hair. They might have really curly hair, very frizzy hair, very like big hair that you just cannot ignore. Let's dive into the cons of Leo. My favorite part of every video, right? The part where you guys start to hate me. Leo has some really great qualities, and you know, for the most part, if you're a very balanced Leo energy, you're probably gonna exhibit most of those qualities. Everyone has like a shadow side to them, so Leo, they probably will apply to you. But if you're more evolved Leo, you've probably worked on these things and you know how to like keep them under wraps. And because Leo is ruled by the sun, they tend to have this very bright and strong energy to them that you can't really ignore. And when it's manifested more positively, it can be quite lovely. But when it's manifested in a really negative light, it can just come off as very overpowering. Not fun to be around because it's just too much. Like, it's just too much sun. It's like when you're out in the sun for 6 hours and you've been lying there and you fell asleep, and now you have this like awful sunburn and now you're in pain all night. That's kind of what it's like. Draining to be around that, and it can feel overpowering, and Some people don't like that type of intensity, especially if it's in a more negative way. So like if a Leo's really pissed, or if a Leo is just really negative, they might be very strong with those traits. So it might be very persistent and bold and like blinding with their negativity to a point where it's just like, oh my God, like this is so unbearably crazy. It might be like everything's about them, because that's the one thing with Leo, like the sun revolves around them. They think that also the world revolves around them. And that's something that you can see with Leos. Like they sometimes make everything about them. And that can sometimes be really difficult to be around too, because, you know, if you're in a relationship with this type of person or Leo's friend, you want it to be balanced. Like you don't want it to be all about them, like the Leo show, you know, some sort of give and take in the relationship. And sometimes Leo, when not in the best energy, they really can be really selfish and self-absorbed, a bit pretentious as well. Just can get really annoying really quick, and people just don't want to be around that shit, you know? You know, people want to be in their limelight too. They don't like to just kind of be in people's shadow. So that's a big thing. Like Leo sometimes can shine so bright on themselves that they cast a shadow over other people, and some people really don't like that, right? Everybody wants their 5 minutes. Can kind of be attention whores. They, like I said, because they want to be in the limelight and, you know, the center of attention, sometimes they can like come off really annoying because you can just tell that they're doing things for attention. It can be something that manifests in like not such a positive way, because, you know, it doesn't come off very humble. It comes off like, look at me, I'm awesome, ooh, ooh. But to a certain extent, it's like, do you really think you're that awesome? Because if you thought you were that awesome, you wouldn't have to act so obnoxious about it. And they can be like they can, you know, kind of be obnoxious with their personality at times. Can be very high maintenance because, you know, they love luxury and like the finer things in life. So if they don't know how to like balance that out and regulate it, they might be very ending of their partners, or they might kind of be like gold diggers, where they kind of just want to be with people that are like in positions of power, or people with money, or people that are going to be able to give them that luxury lifestyle that they want. Isn't such a good thing, because you're kind of just like selling out at that point because you want nice things. And it's like, you really got to go back to your morals and figure out where they stand. You shouldn't be with people or friends with people because you think that they're gonna give you nice things or like make you look better. Like that's not genuine. So you gotta watch how genuine you are sometimes, and your motives with being with certain people or hanging out with certain people. Or like, is it because it's gonna make you genuinely happy, or is it because you want to look good? Pick one. You can't have it all. I mean, you can, but you just gotta be smart about it. You gotta be balanced about it, right? Drama queens, and goes back to the high maintenance thing. Like they can friggin' overreact so much. And I feel like Leos do really have a big heart, but sometimes they can just make it about them a little too much. And so I feel like because they're so in their own world and like they think everything is about them type thing, they can overreact about things, because it's like, why didn't you call me right at the moment that you said you were gonna call me at? Were you with somebody else? Were you cheating on me? It's like, they need to know that you're looking at them as like the best thing ever. If they don't feel like you think that like they're the best thing that you've ever had, they don't want you. Leo energy can sometimes be unreasonable, very demanding, very selective about the type of treatment that they want, stubborn. Yes, made up their mind. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen the way that they see it, because they're like a creative genius, so I just want to do things their way, which is fine. But like if you're in a group environment, then that's gonna be an issue. You have to learn to adapt to a group dynamic, and sometimes Leos are bad at that. Like they have a hard time sharing that with people. It can also bleed into them being super bossy. Like Leos are known in a more negative light to be very bossy, their leadership energy properly. Like they can be so bossy to the point where like nobody wants to be a part of their team anymore, because it's like you feel like they're slave. Making it happen for the Leo, and they're just like sitting there watching you do it like they're peasant. Like can be super selfish and just like dominate things for their own gain and so forth. I hope that I did justice to you Leos. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that I nailed this energy. Hopefully I did. Next video will be Virgo, the 6th sign of the zodiac wheel. If you enjoy this type of content, please like this video, please subscribe, put your bell on. Really appreciate it, whatever it is. Even if you just watch this video and, you know, share it with a friend, I would appreciate that so much. But Nonetheless, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. The weather's finally getting nice here in Canada. Okay, guys, well, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.